Akakapak, aka the man who was not owned. This ancient one has been on the earth since the first colonization from the Sun Aryan system. He appeared in early Lemuria as Tana, seed temple of the dawn, and in ancient China as the immortal Tanna. He is a son of An and was deeply involved with the founding of the Inca civilization in Peru. This was a considerably longer duration than modern history acknowledges. Akacapac and Namoani spent several lifetimes together there. In fact, their connection dates back to Sun Aurion when they entered this planet together. In the present incarnation, Akacapac has been born as the son of a Turkish general. Many years ago, on the summer solstice, in Raimi, he made contact with Namoani in London. The purpose of this was to reawaken her. That was accomplished, although the rapid acceleration that she experienced was difficult for her to assimilate at the time. This is not an uncommon pattern. We often assign one of our conscious servers on Earth to act as catalyst of accelerated growth and reawakening out of the ones whom they have been closely connected to in the past. Akakapak's present whereabouts must remain unknown. Possibly this small story shall seek to draw him forward, or perhaps he shall choose to remain hidden. That is entirely his decision. It is assumed, however, that due to the length of his planetary service and his high level of attainment, bearing and unforeseen difficulties, this magnificent noble spirit shall be free to achieve completion and return to the sphere of Siam. Allura. Together with her partner, the one known as Lore, they are the founders of what is referred to as the Lorian lineage. Allura originated not from this planet, and although she appeared in human form, it can be truly said that she ever fully entered into human embodiment as we understand it. Atlantis was her permanent assignment, and she served there from its origin to its completion. She was the founder of the Temple of Creative Healing Wisdom, or Oralim, one of the most influential temples throughout the long history of Atlantis. Her initiates were numerous. Among them within our story are Avalin, Diandra, Namwani, Navasna, and Soluna at various periods in history. Many of her priestesses are still at work among us today, but not all of them retain conscious memories of their time with her. Nevertheless, she maintains a strong influence in telepathic communication with them. Allura sits upon the Interplanetary Commission and oversees the affairs of the feminine energy within the solar system in particular. She is especially concerned with purifying and realigning the goddess energy, which has been distorted by its prolonged immersion into the dense vibrational patterning of the Dark Ages from which mankind is currently emerging. In order for this change to take effect, there must be a rebalancing between the masculine and feminine, so they both can claim their empowerment in order to finally unite as equals. Only when the god and goddess can stand side by side will the goddess energy experience the long sought after fullness of true secret union. It is extremely unlikely that Allura will ever choose to return here in a physical embodiment, since any influence that she feels to be beneficial to Earth's evolution can be achieved through her priestesses incarnate who carry on her work and teachings. As her initiates complete their journey through duality, the spiral shall turn, and Allura herself will be freed from her current responsibilities and move onwards. Althazar, oh dear beloved Althazar, if only you realize how deep you are loved. Our High King is an ancient soul who originates from the star system of Aldebaran. After his lifetime in the South American jungles, Akama Althazar seemed to find a successful mode for his incarnations in which he could serve without having to involve himself emotionally. Thus he was able to pass through numerous embodiments without burdening himself with the encumbrance of remembrance. A typical lifetime found him as a high-born prince in India who quickly gave up his worldly treasures in order to pursue the path of a sadhu or wandering holy man, releasing all his personal attachments as manifestations of Maya or illusion. On the path of detachment he need not face himself, for was he not the void? Navasna lived as his sister Tan and served as his sole touchstone with his emotions. Although he loved her dearly, he finally separated himself from her as well. Another noteworthy incarnation was as a royal Assyrian, for Altazar was continually born into positions of leadership, which he constantly sought to avoid. Although he was the youngest brother of the ruling family. In due course of all of his older brothers expired due to either poor health or war injuries. Ultimately, it could not be prevented, although they had to assume the position of rulership, but it shouldn't come as a surprise to you that he made allow himself to be sacrificed in a battle. Although lives among us today and once again has assumed for many years what he thought to be a serviceable disguise. However, as fate would have it, he has been recognized by many of the characters within our story. Thus he stands revealed. He has but one choice before him that still claims power and true authority. If our beloved High King is willing to suffer and forgive himself and to let go of his guilt, he will understand that none of his lifetime experiences were in vain. In truth, he found not. His long passage through the oblivion of forgetfulness and pain had a purpose. As he rises again as a reborn phoenix, a portion of humanity will rise with him. Thus he shall finally act as the savior of his Lemurian people of long ago, leading them to healing, completion, and freedom. Anian, the son of Namoani and Davod, grew up in the Temple of Sound, Enora, in Atlantis, and was familiar with the creation of music from the slabs of man-made crystal. Hence, when he became a maker, Anian specialized in the fabricating of this glassy crystalline substance. Initially, he created instruments for music as well as delightful figures of birds, fish, and animals. However, although Anian was brilliant, sensitive, and innocent, he soon was influenced by some of the more negative individuals among the misguided makers. Utilizing a combination of threats and flattery, they turned his creative artistry to make implements of magic and destruction. Following the evacuation of key individuals from Atlantis in the covert ships, Enion was persuaded by his corrupted friends to arrange a meeting between them and the Master Vanna. They told Enion that its purpose was to discuss peace, but the true intent was, alas, one of the treachery. They know well that Vanna trusted Enion would thereby leave the sanctuary of his temple. At the meeting, a pre-planned argument broke out and Vanna was shamelessly attacked and brutally murdered. The horrified Enion, valiant to try to save the Master, but the forces aligned against them were too great. This terrible act served to awaken Onion to the evil ways of the Makers, and he fled to the Temple of Enora. There he pledged himself an alliance with Dr. Zed. In the short time remaining, he attempted to use his musical experience to continue on with Vanna's work with sound. Alas, this was not successful, for many of the secrets of Vanna's work had been shared with no one. Then the day came when Dr. Zed himself disappeared without a farewell, without a clue. Anyone in abject despair and rising panic tried to build himself a small boat in which to escape. Then time for Atlantis simply ran out. Enion next returned to Earth when the priestess Avalyn caused him to be born as her son in the land of the Druids. He was an embodiment of the spirit of the ash tree, Neon, part of the secret druidic alphabet of the trees. There high atop the mountains and in other secluded places he built a circular stone temple such as Stonehenge. He had told me how this was wrought, but that is for another story. There was another lifetime in ancient China as a hermit among the immortals. Enion is an old soul who spends very few incarnations upon the earth. The lengthy intervals between his embodiments are spent in the peaceful privacy of his own small inverted planet. Among us today, the sensitive and gentle being as one who remembers everything. This time he had made a firm commitment to follow the path of love and oneness. Avalyn. Avalyn is an extremely ancient one who carries a combination of fairy lineage with that of the shaman. In Atlantis, Avalyn joined the Temple of Warren as a young girl, where she was placed under the tutelage of Deandra. When Deandra was teleported back to Atlantis, Avalyn willingly took on the responsibility for her care. Sent forth from Atlantis by covert ship to the coast of Cornwall in Great Britain, she became a druid high priestess, serving as a conscious link between humans and nature. Avalyn gave birth to 2 children, both of whom she drew to her womb through her vast magical powers. One was Anion, who became a druid priest and raised a stone monolith. The other was Deandra. Avalyn has spent numerous lifetimes upon this planet. An important one that we shall mention was a powerful priest of the Mayan civilization in the region of Mexico now known as the Yucatan. She has also worked among both the Tarahumaras and Apache Indians in North America, serving as a medicine woman or shaman. Book lore. One lesson that Boglor learned from his dramatic final removal experience is not to demand a position of authority. Still retaining much personal power and spiritual knowledge, Boglor is sought out by others because of it. He tends to surround himself with persons of less awareness so that he may hold the greatest spiritual authority without being challenged. It may be noted here that Boglor needs to learn to work with others who are his equals. Boglor does not impose his teaching on his followers. He often lets his inferiors run his ceremonies, although he is the more capable. This lowers their impact, although he perceives it as a symbol that he is egoless. In this light, Boglor is a Native American medicine man. Other embodiments of his have been spent in Tibet, Peru, and India, gathering vast stores of personal power and ancient knowledge. Another fascinating lifetime was lived as a powerful prostitute of the Dragon Lady tribe in the Orient. This was one of his most difficult lifetimes and had a profound effect on his later relation with women, including the challenge of merging with the feminine side of himself. This is one of the major adjustments which he is currently called to make within himself. There are other important lessons which are crucial to his further evolution, which he is presently facing or running from, as the case may be. Since his power derives exclusively from the ancient energies, Boglor must learn to open himself to the newer vibration of the also greater reality, in order to step through the doorway which stands open before him. He must be willing to release all of the old energy from the forms that he has heretofore utilized to amass his immense body of knowledge. He is afraid to do, fearing that he will lose his personal power in the process. There is a lesson within this for all of us. The time that is upon us calls for the total releasing of many of the old patterns and tools which have served us nobly in the past, for now in this new dawn they shall merely hinder us from going forward with openness, clarity, and grace. Secondly, the magical magnetic Boglor must learn to open his heart and develop compassion. This too is connected with his fears, mainly those of rejection, of not being loved. He surrounds himself with an aura of arrogance and quiet superiority which he believes serves him as a protection against emotional hurts and disturbances. My heart goes out to you, Boglor, with your stubborn head and your close heart and such a loving being inside. You really don't fool us at all. We love you and respect you and fully understand the immense burden of what you have willingly taken on to transmit for all of humanity. We support you as you plumb the depths of the darkness of your tormented soul, calling you to return to us so that you may personally find the deep love and release that you have long sought. Dawood. The wild and passionate Dawood is among us today but remains much the same as he was during the time of Atlantis. His brilliant genius has finally returned, but he has still not learned the proper control and focus of his energies. Dawood has encountered Diana numerous times, as he once so fervently desired, and was even briefly married to her in this present age. They maintain a strong psychic connection to this day, although they rarely see each other. He is still immensely put to her, but because he cannot handle the powerful energies involved and deal with his own memories and internal imbalances, he withdraws from her. Possibly she fulfills the function of holding a mirror for him, and Dawood is still not willing to look at his reflection. Presently, Dawood has been placed in a life situation which is forcing him to develop the much-needed qualities of stability and constancy. There is hope that he shall manage to make the major breakthroughs required in this incarnation. Deandra. The beautiful Deandra derives from the goddess lineage. She was assigned to Earth as one of the earthly colonizers from the Arcadian system known to as Arcturus. The original Deandra was the founder of the Temple of the Forbidden Wisdom or Temple of Deandra in early Lemuria. Hence it should be no surprise that during her final Atlantean incarnation she was once again sent to Lemuria. After her traumatic Atlantean experience, Deandra was born as druid to Valin. This lifetime was spent working mainly with the animal kingdom. In a healing capacity, she still avoided contact with people. Deandra appeared in R of the mighty Chaldean Empire, highborn, and retained many of goddess aspects. Here she worked closely with others from the Arcadian system, Arcadia. Unfortunately, a basic mistrust of people remained with her as a result of Atlantis. This manifested itself as coldness towards others and a manipulation of those whom she ruled. When she was given power and control, she tended to misuse it. This was a result of the fact that she had still not totally healed within her own body. Thus has the goddess energy been distorted on Earth for many ages. The Andre and Otto have repeatedly encountered each other throughout the course of history. Each time that they have met, they have not been ready to acknowledge either themselves or each other. To this it is essential that their conscious recognition and healing take place. Having made great progress within herself, Gianna now knows fully who she is. Her Atlantean and Lemurian memories and wisdom have reawakened. Her special gift to humanity lies in the field of healing. First, she must fully heal herself, infuse the link between Diana the human and Diana the star goddess. She also needs to turn her attention from animals to people. This she is in the process of doing and presently serves her higher purpose of healing abused children and their families. Diana's biggest lesson has been to open her heart in total love and compassion, forgiveness and trust. She must purge herself completely and let go of all the pain, distrust, and anger she has stored up inside. Then she shall return to her natural state of grace and innocence. As she heals herself, thus shall the goddess energy be transmuted and purified. Dr. Zad. Dr. Zad, what an enigma. After Vanel's demise in Atlantis, Enion joined forces with him and tried to continue Vanel's work. Then Dr. Z disappeared with great mystery shortly before the great crystal was shattered to bring on Atlantis' collapse. No one has ever known for certain what happened to him. Throughout the long ages since then, whenever conscious Atlanteans encounter each other in various incarnations, the conversation invariably turns to the subject of Dr. Z. The questions are endlessly repeated. Where is he? What happened to him? Have you seen Dr. Z? Did he serve as a traitor or as a hero in Atlantis? There has been vast speculation as to how the Makers ever wrested or controlled the magnetic grid from him. Was he killed by them, or did he flee Atlantis on his own when its destruction appeared imminent? If he had remained, could he have averted the catastrophe? No one has ever admitted to knowing his whereabouts. Yet the rumors have abounded, some fantastic, some plausible. Was he not an alchemist in Romania or a high priest in Egypt? Maybe he had a retreat high up in the Himalayas, or was a well-known Chinese sage. Did he not play an important role in the early days of Christianity? None of these rumors have been confirmed. I choose to let the mystery remain, as there still circulate upon earth those who are pledged to harm him. I will simply state that Dr. Seth lived in the present age in at least 3 separate human entities. They are living simultaneously but know each other not. All of them are extremely well hidden. One has served as a spiritual teacher but has long disappeared. His disciples search for him even now. Another has been a writer and a convict. The third prepares for his entry into the public awareness, where he will cast a major influence through the resonance of his voice alone upon the affairs of this world. Possibly only one of them is the real Dr. Z, maybe all 3. We definitely shall not discount the possibility that there are several more. Any and all manifestations of Dr. Z are free to complete their phase of service to the earth and return home to the one.